I simply had a question.
Sorry, could we? Thank you.
I simply had a question on if it's allowable for members of a different chapter to substitute members of an unrelated chapter. I mean,
It is. Great.
Point of clarification here on what we're actually.
Could you get to the mic, please?
So, point of clarification in that the chair gave a report. There was a verbal second from the audience on the report of which was given, and then there was a motion for an amendment to that. What are we actually talking about at this point, and then what is the vote going to be?
Thank you.
Look at everybody clapping. Look at everybody clapping that they all agree nobody knows what the hell is going on. That's when they clap.
Be very clear about the work that we are trying to do. It is important.
So right now, we are debating the amendment to the committee report, and that amendment is to swap 6 of the
She doesn't even know what she's talking about. To swap 6, she holds up 5 fingers. If somebody can't hear, this is really insensitive to give false information that this is 6. There's going to be kids growing up now that thinking they have 6 fingers when there's only 5. This isn't fair. I'm offended.
Is to the amendment is to take 6 different delegates to recognize 6 different delegates from East Bay from what the committee report says.
so in voting yes, are we voting to
Yes. Yeah. So voting yes
uphold
means,
the
So we don't even know what voting yes and no means. Well, you could offend somebody if you say yes and you mean no and they wanted you to vote yes and you offended them because you voted no. I mean, look, we have to take these things into consideration, Rick.
No. So voting yes means that you want the substitute 6 delegates to be seated instead of the delegation that is outlined in the Credentials Committee report.
Thank you.
Does that make sense? No.
Of course not. Nothing you damn people do make any damn sense.
Yes. Could you get to the mic, please?
She sure is like to order people around to the mic.
Micah Utrick from Chicago. So just to be clear, the amendment is going against basically the spirit of the report that was just delivered,
correct.
right? So if you agree with what the report recommended, then you should. I'm just asking. I'm trying to understand what.
Voting yes means that you are supporting the challenge to the East Bay delegation.
Point of privilege. Can I reiterate that we, for the sake of our comrades who have sensory issues, refrain from hissing, loudly shouting out your opinion.
Oh my God. We got people saying I can't hear. We got people saying you're being too loud. You can't please everybody, and all they do is run around and make damn fools of everything.
On a vote or waving banners and signs that reflect your vote in front of people?
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so now is there any further debate on the Credentials Committee report?
Point.
Hold on. Point of order. Yep.
Thank you. So
Sorry, what's your name and
my
your...
name is Trey. I use they, them, and he, him pronouns.
My name is Trey, and I use they, them, and them, he for pronouns. What? So you got to tell everybody what to call you, and they have to remember what everybody wants to be called so they don't offend your invisible disability and a quiet room and a smell-sensitive room. What the hell?
I'm from Memphis. Thank you for asking.
Oh, he's from Memphis. Thanks for asking.
Nice to meet you. Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
I had a question. So, Nick? Jack? What is his name? Or what is their name? Nick J. They were elected as an at-large delegate before they resigned. Is that correct? No. No? Okay, then never mind.
Now, we are going to...
Point of information, could you please let us know how many delegates there are?
Anyone know that?
Any of the people in charge know anything?
Hold on 1 second. Do you know that? I believe...
I'm kind of offended that he's kind of making these people look stupid by asking simple questions that they don't know the answer to, and he just shouldn't do that. That's very offensive.
1,057.
Thank you.
Great, awesome. And now we're going to move on to the resolutions and
Very
amendments
brief.
committee.
You ain't moving on to nothing because everybody's got opinion and is going to interrupt.
Very brief point of information. If you are using a microphone, talk into it directly like I am right now, and do not wave your face back and forth because people cannot hear you. That is all.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for the pointer. We're so helpful, and it's so...
For the pointer. All right, so now we are going to move into adopting the convention rules. These are listed on the website.
Hi, I am Andy P. From Los Angeles, they, them pronouns.
What did he say? Them and they pronouns?
Could I please ask the chair to, again, there was a previous point of privilege about waving around signs, that it is distracting to other comrades. I have autism. This is distracting to me. I would like to ask our fellow delegates, please, to not wave around your signs, especially during voting.
So signs, he can't concentrate, but hands flapping in the air, he can concentrate. So signs are bad, hands are okay. Remember, you got to know all these rules now to survive in liberal idiotville.
Thank you.
Yes. Please do not wave around your signs. Thank you.
Madam Chair, at this point, we're waiting for the...
If I ran in there right now waving a sign with a freaking MAGA hat, smelling like a fart and screaming, "Yay, Trump!" all these freaking people would just pass out and shit their pants.
vote to be created. When it's ready, I'll let you know, and there will be a URL projected on the screen, and you will be able to put that in either to your phone, your laptop, or you can go use one of the iPads that we have ready.
Oh, look at all these helpful little gentlemen running up here just pointing out helpful info. So many people in charge, and nothing gets done and nobody's in charge. How can that be, Rick? Well, welcome to liberal idiotville.
This is Chris, he, him from Cleveland. We have not approved any rules to use an online voting system. Robert's rules does not allow online voting unless we approve a rule.
Oh shit, Robert's rules. I forgot. I was worried about invisible disabilities and I forgot about Robert's rules. Damn.
To do so. Is that correct?
Okay, so hold on. Yes, I see a point of personal privilege. Can you get to a mic, or can someone run a mic? Someone is trying to iPad and mic at the same time.
Somebody run a mic. What about if somebody's in a wheelchair and they can't run? I'm offended. Because that's just not fair for somebody in a wheelchair that can't run, and she's using terms like run. They shouldn't be able to use run in order not to offend somebody in a wheelchair. These people are just so insensitive.
So if someone could help that person out.
Thank you, Chair. Nick, he, him, his from Twin Cities. This is on behalf of a delegate who's currently in the remote room. They say that it is very hard to see the screens.
So somebody in a room that can't see the screen is complaining through a third party that they're in a room and they're too stupid to move to see a screen. I mean, you can't make this shit up, people. People are like, Rick, why are you always making everything about politics? You know, everyone that says that are always liberal left, because they know that the left owns the media, Hollywood, the idiot liberal Hollywood stars, the commercials, the liberal commercials, the liberal TV shows and sitcoms that they put out, the liberal late night. They own everything, and they constantly force their bullshit down our throat and in our face. And as soon as a conservative speaks up and calls them a freaking idiot like they are, suddenly we shouldn't make it about politics, and politics should stay out of it. It just drives me now. I get so many people coming here. I give them a little rainbow flag every time they come here and go, why does everything have to be about politics, Rick? Can't you shut up, you freaking big dummies?
And cannot get a URL.
Point of information, Madam Chair.
Hold on. We're going to go to Rebecca before we get to whoever is at the mic right now. Rebecca, are you ready?
Oh, she went to Rebecca. She's a woman. I'm offended. Because it was a man at the mic, she decided to go to a woman. That's offensive, and it's sexist. and I'm offended. Everybody offended? Let's all be offended.
To share what's going on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we've hit the OPA server too hard, and I'm gonna go call Jeff.
A point of information then?
Yes.
Okay, I'm old school, folks, and it's probably some technical problem that we can't solve. So my point of information is really a question. Is it possible that we do this the old-fashioned way and have the yeses on one side of the room and noes on the other? Would that be possible for the chair to do?
I would suggest not doing that because there's going to be a little bit too much motion.
Oh my God, too much motion. We can't have people moving around. Somebody might get offended. So, but she just offended him by dismissing his suggestion because he made a suggestion and now she made him feel stupid by saying, I would recommend against that. I'm offended. Everybody offended? Let's be offended.
Could I take a moment just to consult with our staff to see if we could get volunteers to count? In the
Yes,
old-fashioned way?
actually, okay, that's a good call. So,
Oh, she agreed with her because she's a woman. That was a good call. But when the man made a suggestion, it wasn't. I'm just offended, man. I feel bad because I have a penis and I shouldn't, and it's just my fault, and I might offend somebody. Oh, jeez.
how many Okay. Could I get counters to the front? Okay, so we're going to take a hand count right now.
Oh my God, all these hands, I'm going to be offended.
And hopefully this online voting system